Hey guys, so a short disclaimer before today's video. I usually upload videos on Tuesdays at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, which I also did today, but my video got blocked. So I worked on it for maybe 30 hours, I think, and it got blocked by ECM Records. So there's no audio in the video. So what I did is replace everything with MIDI. Now the MIDI doesn't sound good. It sounds pretty shitty actually, but that's the best I can do. So to give you some kind of sense of the music that I'm talking about, do yourself and me a favor, go and listen to it on Spotify or something, because I just can't upload the video with the original content. I checked one of Rick Beato's rants about copyright and blocking, and he actually mentions ECM Records, so I guess there's nothing I can do about it. So I hope you enjoy it anyway, even though the audio is pretty awful, but I don't have any other choice. Sorry. So lastly, just a message to everyone. Yeah.
Today's song has all the numbers, or at least most of them. Hello everyone, I hope you're well and as happy as you can be. Today's song was suggested by you guys in the comments, and more than once. I finally got to listen to it, and I'm super happy I did. Modul 2914 is a polyrhythmic masterpiece written by Swiss pianist Nick Bärtsch. Sharon, how do you pronounce that?
Nick Bärtsch.
Oh, no way. And it stands out from all the previous pieces I've discussed in this channel. This song is all made out of groupings, so we'll have a string of subbeats that remains constant. I'll refer to them as 16 notes, and each instrument will occupy a different amount of those beats and express it in a unique way. This song is almost 9 minutes long, and it's all composed using those groupings. So obviously, I'm going to be playing shorter excerpts from it, so make sure you go hear the full thing. We have 7 different sections, and in each section, I'll show you what instruments are playing, in what grouping, and how that group looks like. Let's do it. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different groups going on, and each section is created by a combination of some of these. We start off with the intro. Our numbers here are 3 and 7, both played by the piano. I'll have a low piano cutout and a high piano cutout because they usually play different patterns. The lower piano plays this group of 3 16 notes, playing the first note of every group. The high piano plays a group of 7 16 notes, also playing the first note of every group. Together we get a 7/3 polyrhythm thing, and I feel the low piano as being the main pulse. In the second part, a bunch of new things happen. We have 2, 3, 5, and a composite rhythm, which I'll go into in a second. The 2 is played by the shaker. The 3 is played by the low piano and a woodblock. And the 5 is played by this metal percussion something. Not like metal, but metal. The bass clarinet, oh yeah, there's a bass clarinet, is playing a composite rhythm derived from a 5/4 polyrhythm. A composite rhythm is the musical result of a few patterns played simultaneously. So, for example, if I play a 5/4 polyrhythm, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I try to extract the composite rhythm out of it, I get a groove that sounds like this. Ta, 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 ta. This groove has both the 4 and the 5 in it. It's kind of like a 2D version of that polyrhythm. The bass clarinet plays exactly that rhythm, so what he plays has both the 5 and the 4 in it.
This pattern repeats a lot throughout the song. In the third section, we have the shaker still on the 2 group, the woodblock and piano unison on the 3 group, the kick drum takes over the 5 group and plays the first note out of 5, and we have a new melody in 7 coming in, played by the high piano and a glockenspiel. Section number 4. The shaker is still in 2, the piano stays on the 3 side, the bass clarinet is still playing his line, the metal thing is back, playing in 5, and a woodblock is also added to the 5, actually playing a 4-bar cycle. But the most interesting element to notice here is the added kick drum, playing a group of 4 16 notes. Notice how easily that kick drum joining the 4 side pulls your head towards latching on to that pulse as the main driving beat. Basically, your head nods to that bass drum. Next one, section number 5. This one is the Adventurous one. The shaker leaves, which is a big deal. The bass clarinet leaves, which is also a big deal. The piano stays on the 3 side. The kick stays in 4. The woodblock leaves the 5, leaving that metal thing alone. We have the piano and Glock motif return to the 7 side. And we have 2 more very special elements join. A crash cymbal every 15 16th notes. And a big reverby boomy kick that sounds more like an explosion. By the way, you might not hear it without headphones. That hits every, catch this, 36 16 notes, easier counted as 9 quarter notes or 9 hits of that kick drum. An interesting thing to notice is that all of these sections only move on once they get to a point where all these groupings get to a close.
This means that none of the groups gets cut when we move on to the next section. Now, this is true to all sections besides section number 5. In section number 5, we have that bass drum boomy thing, the one that sounds like a bomb. We have that one. That one is 36 16 notes long. Now, when we move to section number 6, we actually cut that grouping in the middle. It doesn't get to an end before we move on. Now, why is this important? Because we don't really know which ones, who are the main beats, which one is the main beat, the 3, the 5, the 7, we don't really know that. We can only lean on what sounds like the main pulse, kind of guessing. But what we can say for sure is that it's not 36 16 notes. It's not.
Moving on to section 6, assuming you guys are still awake, things seem to go back to normal, whatever normal is. The bass clarinet is back, and there's some familiarity coming back with it. It kind of feels like we're going back home. See if you feel the same. The kick drum stays on 4, supported by this thing that plays every third 16 note on the 4 side. The woodblock rejoins the piano on the 3 side. And we have a cowbell hit on beats 1, 3, and 5 of every 7 notes. Oh, and the metal thing in 5 stays. And now, finally, we get to the final section. Section 7. We have only 3 elements here. A low piano on the 3 side, the metal thing in 5, and the Glock and high piano in 7.
I'll be honest, I'd expect an explanation this tense to be followed by a very obscure, dissonant, and rhythmically dense song. But that's not the case. Nick does an amazing job keeping the song super groovy and easygoing, and that says a lot.
I really hope more musicians would try to tap into achieving this. This is quite difficult. And on that note, thank you very much for watching.